Now at noon, from soaked to downright drenched, more rain moves in areas that can't take much more. And Oneida County makes preparations as the Sequoia Creek swells.
Where the news comes first. This is News Channel 2 at noon.
Good afternoon. Many in our viewing area are dealing with flooding yet again. And the big question this noon hour, are we in store for more rain or even more people going to get hit? Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Bill Kardas is tracking it all in our weather center. Bill, what are we looking at for this afternoon?
Well, unfortunately, Dave, I don't have good news on this front. We are expecting more storms to develop, and these are going to produce some heavy rain with all of the humidity in the air. Let's take a live look outside. So far, things are looking quiet, but if we expand the view out and look further to the south and west, we can see some pop-up thunderstorms. We have the whole afternoon to go, and we are likely going to see a little bit more heavy rain as we head into the afternoon. This is the scene last night. This is the Sequoia Creek spilling its banks. We had a lot of flooding taking place last night in some areas. We have a flash flood watch in effect for the majority of the viewing area through this evening, again, because of more rain anticipated. 75, the current temperature. Glenmore, 72 degrees, Poland, 73. It is warm, it is humid out there, and we are expecting more thunderstorms to develop as we head into the day today. We'll have more details on that. Also, a newly formed tropical system to talk about and where that's headed coming up. Dave, back over to you.
Thanks a lot, Bill. One of the major concerns today is the Sequoia Creek in Oneida County. There was some damage to surrounding homes and businesses from last night's storms, but many municipalities are keeping a close eye on things today and what could lie ahead. With more on the Sequoia Creek, News Channel 2's Gary Liberatore joins us now from Whitesboro, where many residents now have flooded out basements yet again.
Well, the Sequoia Creek runs through several municipalities here in Oneida County, but it all ends up right here in Whitesboro. Now, there is a commission set up to study and make improvements to the creek, but those in charge say nothing is going to change unless they get more grant money to make some improvements. That commission is called the Sequoia Creek Basin Intermunicipal Commission, and the head of it is a Whitesboro resident himself.
I've been in contact with the state and local officials. We have a meeting next month, all of us together, to see what we can come up with, to see where there is problemed areas, try to address them, and do the best we can to try to fix what happened in this storm, the last storm, and then move on for our general maintenance.
Dave Glenn is not only a Whitesboro resident, he is also a Whitesboro Village trustee and a Whitesboro volunteer firefighter. He was out till 1:30 this morning helping residents deal with flooding, despite his own basement being flooded as well. So Glenn is volunteering numerous hours a week as the head of the commission to try and make things better for not only Whitesboro residents, but for anyone who lives anywhere near the Sequoia Creek.
I mean, you've got the month of June. Out of the 30 days, 10 days it hasn't rained. That doesn't help. And then, for instance, last night you have a storm, major thunderstorm. It dumped 2 to 3 inches of water on us. And I had reports from the town of Paris up by Bleachery Ave. The creek rose 10 feet in 45 minutes.
Whitesboro's fire chief was also out till 1:30 this morning helping people dealing with flooding.
At one point in time, if you went up Commercial Drive south of Inkowich's, there was all marshland there. And we've since filled that in. We've put asphalt on it, so the water has nowhere to absorb into the ground other than Sequoia Creek. It's the only area up there, other than a few front lawns, that is truly earth.
And those in charge of the commission are hoping residents do speak up so that there is some sort of money that comes in so they don't have to keep going through this time and time again. In Whitesboro, Gary Liberatore, News Channel 2.
Thanks, Gary. In Utica, the brunt of the rain fell overnight. Cars were stranded on Lincoln Ave after the floodwaters rose. The arterial was closed for a portion of the night, and from the looks of this video, the road was more like a river just before midnight. In Sequoia, this is a look at Holman City Road. Water was coming up over the road, damaging the road and the train tracks, adding insult to injury. Live power lines were down. National Grid crews were on the scene throughout the night. And one more image from overnight. This is Sequoia, where a mobile home was practically underwater on Campbell Road. One resident says she has lived there for nearly 40 years and she has never seen water coming up over the banks. A Frankfort man is dead and his passenger is recovering in Albany after a motorcycle accident in Hamilton County. 44-year-old Corey Sheldo was killed on Route 30 in the town of Indian Lake in an accident Saturday afternoon. His passenger, Anna Petronio, was airlifted to Albany Medical Center. She was listed in stable condition at last check. A Whitesboro woman remains in critical condition after her car veered into the path of an oncoming tractor-trailer Saturday afternoon. It happened on Kirkland Ave in Clinton. Kirkland police say 46-year-old Colleen Doyle veered in front of a truck hauling a load of water. The cause of the crash is still under investigation, but anyone who has information is asked to call this number, 853-2924. Officials have recovered the body of 62-year-old Arthur Carney from Delta Lake after a boater discovered the body. Carney was last seen fishing on June 25th. Officials say his body was recovered in the same vicinity where he was last seen boating. His family has been notified, and the United County Sheriff's Department and multiple other agencies have been looking for Carney every single day since his boat turned up empty last month. Investigators are looking into what caused the crash of a 777 at San Francisco's airport. Reporter Danielle Lee will have the latest in just a bit. However, first, just 6 days remain until the big day, the 36th Boilermaker Road Race. Thousands of runners will take to the starting line, but yesterday the officials who make it all happen got their chance to run the course themselves. Some of the volunteers are avid runners, but on race day they are behind the scenes, so this is their chance to get moving. We have a lot more ahead on News Channel 2 at noon, including Secretary of State John Kerry's wife hospitalized in critical condition. Plus, the trial continues. George Zimmerman continues to maintain he shot Trayvon Martin in self-defense. Plus, flood watch. The village of Whitesboro sustains another blow as rain continues. When will we dry out?
You're watching News Channel 2 at noon with Dave Dellecese and Storm Track.